Welcome.
Welcome back
to the.
I don't know.
We're still testing.
Just welcome back.
Welcome back. We'll take your time. Come on, hang out. We have a little bit of introduction today. Today we're going to do an introduction between Carlos Gonzalez from CGC Group
and my girlfriend.
Esta fue la pregunta que de verdad te estaba preguntando. He wanted to know, how do I get to meet her? How do you get in touch with this woman?
Just give me a chance. All I want is a chance.
She's not real from our team, I'm sorry.
We'll get to meet her.
I'll find her.
I'll find her. She's in the metaverse. You know she's in the metaverse.
Once we get to 100,000 subscribers, she's going to try to contact me.
Get to work. You gotta get to work.
Right? That's the idea.
Okay.
So you can do fantasy with that. Say, I'm gonna know this lady over there in premium.
By the time I get to meet her, she's going to be all old and ugly.
Right?
Now, these moments are virtual reality moments that we're going to be putting in the channel, okay, as samples of what we're bringing to our audience. The level of technology and resources that activating a simple membership could bring to these people. Meaning, a person that is interested in engaging in somebody that is wanting to save time and money, wanting to be strategic. You know, that is what we're offering in the connection, I guess you could say.
So tell the folks who this gentleman is.
Carlos, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself. I introduced him as Carlos Gonzalez from CGC Group. He's obviously a little bit more than that, in the sense that his experience has allowed our membership and our strategy to grow significantly. From when we first started meeting and we originally activated our membership through them, as our membership program has also exploded. Carlos, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about yourself.
Well, for sure. Carlos Gonzalez, thank you for the invitation. I get it, right? We have a firm of focus on dedicated on business development, especially in marketing, right? Including, of course, digital marketing. Well, that's what we are doing now. We cover almost every industry, but most important than that, we are focused on the small businesses, mainly Latin kind of business owners that trying to find a way to, to reach the next level without spending a lot of money. So our background is with big corporations. So what we were thinking when we created this company was, okay, let's try to bring all the things related to the big corporations and all the strategies that they are using regularly. Let's bring it to a small size that is more approachable for people, for business owners, for entrepreneurs, for people that really want to, again, take the next step without spending a lot of money or thinking, hey, I don't have the money to develop this kind of brand or this kind of campaign because I need to have a lot of, budget to do this.
And a lot of time.
That's the point.
And no support.
A lot of time. Yeah,
and no support.
Yes. Well, for example, what we are doing with you, with Premium, is create this team of specialists, right? Mm-hmm. People that really know how to help you to develop your business from the where you want to start now to the next level, to the next step. And what I think is the most important thing we create together as a team, Premium plus CGC, is that really people have somebody that is just accompanying them, it is there.
But it's not just somebody.
Figure out. No, it's a team of specialists, right? Of professionals.
It's not just somebody.
Every single person
in
the team.
Cutting the cost. My perception is cutting the cost, the overhead cost that a top level executive would have, by putting a bunch of people in out of a room and a table and paying for all the salaries, where Premium and CGC has had over 35 years experience in this market, are at top of the line with the virtual reality situation, and now we're ahead of the game, and we're actually offering it at a
That's not really true. That's also true because you have with Premium you have financial assistance, for example. You have a lot of information related to the company itself, right? All the administration activities you have to take care of. With us, you have solved all the branding that you want to really need to develop, all the campaigns and everything related to that. I mean, what big corporations doing every single day, you're going to have it digamos, in this team that is, again, integrated with a lot of professionals from different backgrounds that for sure produce really complex, but at the same time, very super simple to use assistant. If you see not just the way the costs go down because you want to pay for a little amount of money per month, but you have a huge amount of help and knowledge and
shortcuts.
Shortcuts are a lot.
Right?
You don't need to be guessing.
Boom, right to me. We skipped the line, right into virtual reality.
You have your team, absolutely, you have your team, and the team is going to be like, you know what, let's do this, let's do that. There is always a plan to execute. There is always a different mechanism to check it out if we are going in the right track for that business. So, I mean, with that kind of detail and focus, it's almost impossible to make a mistake, right?
Almost
so
impossible.
I mean, that's a big, almost impossible.
That's definitely something worth discussing is the risk associated with the nature. I have noticed sometimes I sense that we go maybe a little too fast for some folks. The decision, like they gathered the information, but the decision, well, they need maybe a little bit more time to line up all their ducks. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's like a process like, oh man, we did all this, but you know, you also wanted to do this other thing, and there was a parallel situation, but we didn't know that there was a secondary thing that you were trying to work. So we went a little too quick. But still, nonetheless, efficient, still nonetheless valuable. Everybody's still appreciative and moving forward with their plan, you know? So yes.
And I mean, it's a really big advantage. I'm going to tell you why. Because you have first a big team working with you. Second, for a very easy to handle economic plan. Okay, and there is another thing. You are interacting with human, with people with knowledge. It's not just a robot. Maybe when you go to another kind of services, software that they offer, assistance, but at the same time, it's not related to have really a connection almost every day with somebody that is alive and he's taking really care of the stuff you are doing with your business. So what you are doing with this is expanding your business without a huge amount of money that you need to invest in the regular way, on the regular way. Yeah. So I think it's super cool about what we are doing for people right now.
I agree. Do you have some questions you want to, I mean, I know you guys don't know each other, but if you maybe share a little bit of your experience and history so that Carlos can have it. Carlos gets that information. We all have like a brainstorming session. Boom, and we connect some dots and have more of a fun experience.
Yeah, so Carlos, a little bit about me. I'm a Mike's over there, look over here.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a stand-up comedian, but I'm also a personal trainer, right? So I like to my purpose on this earth is to make people smile through fitness and through funny. That's what I do. Right, so can you give me like an example of what you could like possibly do for a person like me?
Well, first of all, listen, you have a mission that's very important for us. So that mission is going to be part of the vision of you want to reach or acquire, right? After that, you need to say, okay, I want to make people laugh, or I want to make people happy. So the second thing I will say you have to do is to be sure what is the kind of people that are looking for happiness, for example, or for a better change. You already have, because if you go over there and try to sell, walking by the street, and say, hey, I make people happy, oh, I don't want to be happy, right? Or the other guy say, hey, I'm good with my shape, with the shape of my body, I don't need that. So what I'm telling is, for sure, for a person, as you first of all, you need to create kind of community, or try to find the people that are really attractive, that are, looking for a person like you, maybe, and there are people very young or not, they are probably executives that have no time, but you can offer something like, okay, I'm gonna go to your place and make you do some workout, for example, in 20 or 15 minutes, I don't know. Again, the first thing you need to do is to figure out who is the people that are looking for your service, and then we can create a kind of avatar or profile of the person that is really in the mood to have that kind of services. That's the first thing you need to do in order to imagine where are the potential clients that maybe, or maybe they are interested, or are interested in interacting with you. So if you create that space and you find that community, or you start creating that community with the way you communicate through social media or whatever you are using to communicate with others, then we can again create a profile and start to creating again new options or new alternatives that kind of community for sure gonna like it, right? But first of all, you need to find who is the person that really like your product. You said maybe people that really want to enjoy just laughing. So where they are, these guys are where? What is the location in the city, for example? Okay, so what is the age of these people? What they used to regularly do? Okay, what are the places they are or they like to visit? So with that kind of information, we can start creating, a profile, and with that profile, we can start exploring what are really the opportunities you have to create a relationship at the beginning with them, and start, offering not just services but solutions that they might consider, for example, attractive. Again, let's say you are a comedian. Okay, that's cool. So imagine that we sit down together and say, you know what, the people we are looking for are executives between 30 years old and 40 years old. And these guys usually work for oil and gas companies. Okay, so probably part of the strategy is going to be, okay, let's try to call the HR department of the, for example, 5 or 6 companies around energy corridor, and we're going to offer to go over there for free, for example, for 6 months, every single Friday, just to make these guys laugh at the middle of the day, at lunchtime, just to promote your authority as a comedian, for example, right? So that's the way to start to create, kind of community, kind of hey, this guy is very funny. Maybe somebody go to you and say, hey, I have this dinner tomorrow night. Maybe you can come over and check with my friends and the people I know. They're gonna really like what you do as a comedian.
I have a question.
The same with the bodybuilding or fitness that you do. Where are the people that really like the way you interact with them, or what is the solution you are offering that is different? For example, in the case of the services like fitness, huge, everybody's offering something, right? So what we need to do is to try to find what is the difference between your service and other services, and what is really attractive, again, to that amount or group of people that we might call your community, your potential community, that make you, for them, the solution to go with. Okay? So I think it's just try to think at the beginning, okay, this is my vision. This is my vision. Put in a vision, and then try to find the right person to reach, right? For example, you say something like, okay, I want to do this business related to fitness, and then you put a couple of, I don't know, ads Google Ads or I don't know, every single place related to fitness stuff inside the loop in Houston, maybe you're gonna reach nothing, right? Because first of all, we need to create, again, we need to find the person that is able to get your services, or they want to really be with you, but at the beginning we need to create, again, a relationship. We need to find the person. It's the same when you go to with a girlfriend, for example, right? With a friend. Okay, let's go outside, let's eat, let's try to figure out if we are attractive to each other, right? It's the same in here. We need, first of all, you need to find the way to create that avatar. What is the profile of the potential client you're looking for? I think that's the most important phase of any kind of activity to try to sell everything, okay, or anything.
Now, in my experience, I've realized that I've been doing this for about 20 years. In my experience, I've realized that happiness is not something that you can just go get. So happiness is from within, right? So I can't make people happy. They have to be happy on their own. What I provide is laughter and natural endorphins through exercise. So for me, I'm wondering, how do I get to people who don't even know what they need, right? Because it's easy to say, well, people age 30 to 40 in oil and gas, but if they haven't even experienced it, heard it, felt what I've been doing, how would they even know that that's something that they want?
Absolutely. That's what. Well, there are different ways. For example, again, if you go to down places, for example, the majority of the company have gym facilities, right? The majority of them. Maybe we can approach to them and say, you know what, I have this person that do this kind of fitness activity that are very different because, as you said, you promote the chemicals in the body to produce happiness. That's a very nice approach. Maybe they want to try it, right? So we don't go to the mountain. We don't bring the mountain to us. We go to the mountain, right? We go to that place and try to figure out how people react to that proposal, right? And then probably you're going to start to do A/B testing. Okay, let me do this with this group in the company number 1, and then I'm going to do something a little bit different in the company number 2. And with the data, you can for sure try to create these are the activities that really works with that people. For example, you can collect information and see how people react with the experience. Say, okay, you know what? I'm sending this mail because I was with you on Friday. Last Friday it was wonderful. I laugh a lot and do some exercise, whatever. But we need to find the people. First of all, that's the most important thing. And you cannot wait for people to appear, right? We need to go to different places and try different strategies in order to get the right one. That's what it meant.
Yeah.
I mean, you have something different. The idea to have fitness with an additional benefit that is laughing at the same time to produce a lot of chemical in your body to feel the happiness. That's super cool. But you need to put that option in the front. I mean, the experience has to be experience for somebody, right?
You know what?
Somebody has to get
Here's the thought. Here's the thought about that what you guys were talking about, as you guys are mentioning endorphins and happiness, and there's the connection between what Jacinto is providing, which is the laughter, which at some point, I guess from what I heard was, if you're exercising, you're healthy, you have these endorphins, it should make you easier for you to laugh. You should be more happy. That's actually reasonable to think. You know what I mean? Especially if you're because having that energy does put you in a good mood. You know what I mean? Having your body nicely fueled, you're kind of going at the right pace. You feel good that you're getting this process done, and so things are funnier, things are lighter because you feel there's less problems. I guess this is my thought process.
No, absolutely. I teach group classes, but they don't even realize that I'm practicing my stand-up comedy while I'm teaching them. So I'm practicing.
You have to say it.
Yeah.
You have to create you have to give them the script before go to the class. Okay? So you have to create that kind of feeling that, okay, this is gonna be amazing.
Oh, but no, hold on, I have one question.
Friday, because we want to do this, so pay attention to that because it's gonna be wonderful. When people finish the class, probably you can put some friends or somebody that is working for you, so just to take notes and ask people, okay, how was your experience? Did you notice this? Did you notice that? What do you think about the feeling of? How do you feel about did you have a great fun today? So that's the way to start, recovering data that you're gonna use later in another case to do the stuff even better. But you have to announce what you are doing. I mean, people don't know, right? You need to, because it's a quite different, super different kind of experience. When you are telling me, okay, I want to invite a friend to go over there, for example, to do a class with you. In my case, as a friend, okay, I'm going to do some exercise. But if somebody tells me, you know what, I'm going to bring you to here because this guy is offering something very different. At the same time, you're going to do some workout, but you're going to finish that experience with a big smile and the same happiness that you never had before, right? So if you create that expectation and you put the people in the stand that they reach that expectation, well, they're gonna notice the difference. But you have to push a little bit and give them the script. What is the way you're gonna take them to go from point A to point B, okay? So you have to set yourself as the guru of this kind of experience. It's only experience that you have, so you have to tell people, okay, I know you want to do an exercise, or you want to be a little bit more happy, or you're a little bit sad right now. Well, try this experience. This experience, it's 45 minutes, and we're gonna go doing this, this, and this. This is the plan, this is the process to reach that point. So when you take the person to that experience,
and you know what?
and the person finally reach that point, that's the moment to figure out if they feel really happy or they think that the experience is so good or better than you tell before them or told to them.
Two questions. Now that I have one, and I hope I'm able to remember.
I can hear you, man. I can hear you.
You cannot hear me?
Yeah, you have to be closer to me. Huh?
Is that better?
Yeah, now it's better.
Oh, okay, cool. And this is all wonderful because as we do more, we have more guests, and we have things that need to kind of want to know how far this needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So 2 questions with regards to the exercise and comedy and laughter situation, which is.
I like it. I like the idea.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, as you mentioned, the connection,
but you have to offer that.
You have to
say, hey, you want to have an experience of exercise
call to action,
by laughing by exercise.
Yeah, you're not yet right. I'm not just offering you a workout. I'm offering you hopefully the laughter. But here's what people expect. They're like, well, start telling me jokes.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah, that's possible when you're not. That's possible when you're like, well, I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna make you laugh in case you go there with the hard face. By the way, that's sometimes how I weigh in whether I'm gonna watch an episode of like another show, if it's funny or not. I'm like, I think this show is just rolling into the funny. I'm gonna go in there not wanting to laugh.
I mean, I think the first thing you need to do is to maybe your money is already done, but maybe create the experience. What is the experience people's gonna live in 40 minutes or 50 minutes or whatever, and try to always put 2 or 3 scenes that are far away of the normal scene.
You know what? Kind of
you put the kind of costume or something, or bring somebody, and somebody just laugh because it was like that, right? But you need to create the script. It's like be sure that it sounds like there is nothing prepared, but actually it's all prepared from the beginning to the end, right?
So some thoughts that I had about that, because you mentioned, and it was the mentioning of what Carlos mentioned. There are some people that don't want to do it. There are some people that
don't know that they want to do it.
I mean,
or they don't want to do it. You think
what I would say is, yeah, some people just don't want to, And it's because it is not of their preference. They go, hey, I'm perfectly healthy, I got zero problems, I'm actually kind of happy, and I laugh at the things I want to laugh, you know? So if, for those people that you're like, that where the position is wrong, they may not know that they want it. It's more along the lines of, in my, now that you guys are talking, it's just starting my little thought process about how to reach those folks, right? So for example, something that could be included into this message, right, is similar to whenever you do defensive driving. Because nobody wants to do flipping defensive driving. Defensive driving classes are not voluntary. I mean, some are because they used to be this definition, but not really anymore. That's very minimal.
So that's why those comedy defensive driving are always packed with people.
Because they're like, well, if I'm gonna go to defensive driving, let's make it a funny defensive driving. You know what I mean?
A friend of mine, a comedian friend of mine, who passed away, named Jerry Carrillo, he used to do that comedy defensive driving. He used to make it killing.
I mean, so it could be a similar proposal with regards to the workout, where it's like, I don't want to work out, but I do like to laugh. Let me see what this offers me, where it's not an intense workout, more like you create the incentive for the workout, but then you have another time like playing games.
Well, it makes time pass by. As a matter of fact, I just had a conversation with my client this morning, and she was saying, because I can only see her twice a week. Sometimes we do 3 times a week. But if you do the math, there's, I think 1,068 hours in the week, right? So the whole rest of the week, you got to be doing the rest of the things. She said, you got to be doing your cardiovascular exercise on your own. Yeah. And she said, cardio is boring. I was like, well, do you get your iPad and watch a movie? She's like, even that, I can't wait to get it over. But when I'm with you, you're always entertaining, you're always making me laugh, you're always doing these things, and we're working out, so it makes the time go by. She said, cardio is so boring to me. And the word, Carlos, you hit it on the head. The big word is experience, right? It's not a workout. That word has negative connotations. It's not necessarily a comedy stand-up show, because then that has positive connotations, right? It's an experience, and that's what I just started teaching over at Lifetime Fitness. And the reason why the general manager hired me, he told me, because we were talking about it, he said, the reason I hired you is because you're a comedian. Yeah. He's like, you're gonna not just be the typical, come on, go, and drill sergeant, and let's go, Absolutely. Come on, maggot, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be.
Some people need it.
Unless they want me to, then I can do it.
Yeah, the military way.
I'll give you what you need. I'll give you
what you need. In your case, you can do things very different. For example, put funny names to the routines, right? A regular routine with some kind of different, exercise. You put a funny name, and so the people's just gonna laugh because what is that crazy name from doing? Okay, let's do crazy frogs movement. I don't know what.
With music, crazy frog with music. And it's like jump to the frog.
Well, I actually have one. I have a couple that
it has to be designed.
They write music. Oh, dude,
you need to create this like a theater, right? Like a script for a theater. I mean, you need to be sure that every single phase or step in your experience is absolutely controlled. Okay, because that's the only way to start to create in the mind of the client that you are offering something quite different. Because you are in a mature segment that is fitness, so almost everybody's offering something related to fitness right now. Online, offline, at home, at gym, you have a lot of competition. So with that differentiation element, maybe you can promote another kind of experience. I think that's for example, if we take a look at our Peloton, I mean, they are doing something that somebody never imagined 2-3 years ago, even though they already exist. That was the opportunity to, do cycling in your home with a spinning bike, but not with a spinning bike in the gym or at the gym, right? So, I mean, the most important thing about Peloton is the connection between, maybe you have that ability, the connection between the trainer and the followers, right? The way this guy communicate with them and create that sense of community, right?
Well, now,
it's the same in here.
Even now, Peloton has gotten kind of stagnant because they've been around for a couple of years, right? So what's happening now is my clients and I, we've narrowed down which instructors are the funniest and the most entertaining. And like there's one in particular that we follow, and she's really funny. She's Latina, she's crazy, but she also has a live DJ.
What's it? Oh, cool.
Her name is Jess King.
Okay.
And
I like that.
yeah, she has a live DJ, and the DJ is this crazy flamboyant dude, and he's just all over the place. So they go back and forth, and that's even more entertaining. And I actually have some exercises and some jokes that I've been doing for 15, 20 years, and the jokes still hit every single time. Like I have an exercise that I call it the Sancho crunch, right? Because what you do is, you can see me right here. So you do a crunch, right? You do it one, but then at the very bottom, you pump your hips up like that. Bam, bam. So I was doing that exercise in a group class one time, and there was this old Latina, and she's like probably 80 or something. And she goes, I know, eso lo que yo hago con mi Sancho. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. We all started laughing, bro. We all laughed, and I'm like, you know what? From now on, I'm gonna name that exercise Sancho Crunch.
Come on, man. Look at Peloton trainers, and mainly the Latinas one. The Latinas used to, they are like, okay, let's go, blah, blah, blah. Okay, papito. And so people go crazy. This is coming papito.
That's very true. That's very true. I like that. That's good. She's talking to me. She's talking to me. She loves me.
That kind of connection. And let me tell you something. I don't know, right now, like 1 year ago, the most famous trainers from Peloton were the Latinos one, because they used to, mix
Like the Latin music
English with some little Spanish words that for people that they don't understand what they were saying, but papito and let's go mi amor, produce.
Wonderful. There's such little hints of wonderful. Those words have little hints of wonderful, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
So yes, I guess it's a big space to development. I never heard about somebody talking jokes.
Yeah, that's what I do in my classes, man. I crack jokes the whole time.
Yeah, but that's fun. And so it's just to maybe exaggerate a little bit the experience in some points of the length of the talk, and to really promote that laughing. Right?
That's the mission statement for Lifetime. Lifetime, their mission statement is creating, it's a long thing, but part of it was they say experience. It's not just a gym membership, which is why the memberships are so high.
Yeah.
It's not just because it's beautiful and it smells nice. I mean, any gym can be beautiful and smell nice. It's an experience they're creating from the instructors. And they don't even call their instructors instructors, they call us performers. Performers.
So it's the same. If you are a performer, you have to have a script, right? That's my point. So it's just to sit down and try to create a script that it might be different from other experiences, but at the same time add kind of value. What is the value you are adding? For sure, happiness, but it's something so abstract that you have to really find a way to make people feel happiness, because every person feels happiness in a different way, right? And so maybe from just laughing for somebody is kind of happiness, but maybe for others, you have the opportunity to train very hard within 30 minutes to 45 minutes. That's happiness for some of the group too, right? So again, it's trying to, in my opinion, is the need to create a very,
structured,
very, very, very well, and very, how to say it. It's like you have to really take care of every single detail, right? And be sure that you try it with a small group first, then with a group a little bit more bigger from different origins.
Right. That was the other question. I mentioned two things.
What is working? What is really, pushing the buttons on people? That probably will take a little time, but is when you get when you get the formula, you wanna.
Well, because here's some segments I feel are kind of cool to think about it, and if you could separate. Here's some segments that I think would be cool to separate. obviously adults and kids, right? But then there's kids and there's sub-kids, meaning making their smiles to be easier, depending on something, because you just have to create a little bit of a connection. So comedy show for infants and kids, meaning keeping that information tapped to whatever they're getting fed to, so you can connect. Oh, what are these kids watching these days? Hey, have you ever been watching whatever? This guy knows what we're talking about. Kids, okay, right. Then is the adult situation, married, not married, family, not family. People with kids are going to think about differently about people that are dating, you know, the problems with dating, the people with family. So all those little sub-segments, yeah, for sure, of where connection points.
At the end of the day,
sports.
What you're looking for is to find the people, the right people for you. So try to find the right people for you.
Yeah.
You need to do testing in different kind of groups. That's for sure.
So that's like it sounds like the majority of what you do is the majority of what you do, and is how you find those people, for whether it's for like my example or any other person that you're marketing for, is as a blanket, right? You want to create a blanket as much content as possible, and then slowly but surely pull that blanket in and be like, all right, this is what I got left. These are the people who are truly interested in this brand or this type. And now I want to see, all right, well, what are these people? Who are these people? So I can kind of start to market to those types of people after we've already blanketed all out. Is that right?
And then not only that, you actually make the process even a little bit more efficient when you don't longer have to blanket anymore if you're trying to grow. More like, no, we already have something we completely understand. Now we're specifically going out and communicating the way that we need to communicate so that we
A/B testing is critical. A/B testing is critical.
What is A/B testing? What does A/B testing mean?
For example, imagine regular artists, Lady Gaga. What happened with Lady Gaga at the beginning? Lady Gaga just, the story behind Lady Gaga is very interesting because she was an incredible singer. But at the beginning, when the people from the record labels saw her and said, you know what? You are that beauty. You are not that beautiful. Yes, you sing like probably like Freddie Mercury. The key. This lady.
She's supposed to be the next Madonna.
But
they wanted.
We don't see you. Something like you are not a pop star.
Like Madonna.
So what that girl did was, you know what? Let me try to do something quite different. I know that I have the voice, but with my aspect as a civilian, as a regular person, maybe nobody's gonna even notice that I'm a cis, right? So that's the reason why she created that avatar of herself that was the beginning of Lady Gaga with all this new costume. And if you remember, I don't know if you know that, but the community of the person that at the beginning started following her was that something that she called my little monsters.
Oh yeah.
Because she was talking to people that usually are not the popular guys, not the beautiful ones. All that people that is, segregated, she took it for her, and she started to sing it to them. Okay, so they created a huge amount of followers. Because of the sexual orientation, because of they are weirdos, right? And then when she created,
shout out to the weirdos.
I love it, man.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's good. Then if you see Lady Gaga right now, you see that she only used beautiful, custom-made dresses, right? Big brands, Chanel, blah blah blah. Right now, but at the beginning, it wasn't like that because she was looking to be famous with something that was so different that people just pay attention to that because it was a freak. Okay, she was a freak, and then when she was sure that okay, now people know me. Okay, I'm gonna do what I really know to do, what is singing and singing regular songs, and let me connect with the jazz performance and everything. But that was after she spent a lot of years building this avatar of the, the weirdo kind of person, right? So that's the way she broke the market. Okay, so it's almost the same. You can apply some of those ideas in a small amount of the market, right? So you know what is the thing I can do different to attract people and make that people feel like, oh, this is a very weird experience, but I like it. I want to hear again and feel part of this stuff. I think that's at the end, that's what every single brand has to look for in order to get to be successful. Okay, guys, I have a meeting. I don't know if we can.
This is perfect.
Later.
This is perfect. To all those people that are watching,
but
to all those people, those folks that are watching, if you're interested in doing more, we have a membership available that activates Carlos and Carlos's marketing team in the Entrepreneur Plus. You go to our website, you can go to the link and you'll be able to go to the website. It's got information there with regards to everything that they're able to do, how much we can save you, how much time we can work with you. If you're interested in something, you can work with Jacinto. Jacinto's got a website also, jacinto.com. Go check it out. Thank you very much. Hope everybody has a wonderful afternoon. See you guys next time.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thanks, Carlos, man. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I see you. Bye-bye, Jacinto.
See you, my man. See you. See you guys next time.